Yes, yet again, there is another Islamic cleric, that is trending. Okay, so from I think somewhere from Southwest, he was threatening that anybody that opposes Sharia law, such a person will be beaten. Okay, and it's not the first time we're seeing all those kind of threats, all those kind of demands that Sharia law should be established. So, but it raises one question, which I want to ask, because by and large, we all belong to one religion or the other. But I don't seem to understand why we need a government legislation, government approval to practice a law that is supposed to be a religious law. Because as we know it, if it is a religious law, you don't need a government approval. You go ahead to practice your religion. We have freedom of religion in Nigeria. So, when you are talking of Sharia law, is it a parallel government? Is it another government within government? Because if you say it is a religious law, it means it recognizes the government. If it doesn't recognize government, it is a parallel government. It's not a religious law. And why do you need government to approve it if it is a religious law? If it is a religious law, it does not affect those who don't belong in that religion. So why do you need a government approval? If it is not an instrument of occupation, an instrument of conquest, if it is not, why do you need a government approval? Do you understand? Because as a Christian, we have a lot of canon laws. I have never seen discussing the government should allow us to practice our law. No, it's a law that governs the church. So Sharia is supposed to be a law that governs Islamic faith, governs Muslims, and at that you don't need any approval. It should be built in a way that it is an Islamic law as it is. It's not something you need government approval. No, once you are a Muslim, you're supposed to know that you are existing under these rules and regulations. You don't have any business discussing that you want to establish, because with that statement, it is a parallel government. You want to de-recognize the government in some ways, because what is it that Sharia want to do that Nigeria law is not doing? If it is a religious law, then it is something that happened that had to do with those that belong to that faith, and then you don't need any approval. All right. So when you are asking for approval, it raises a lot of questions. Is this truly a religious law? Is this a tool of conquest? Will you need force to get people to obey it? Because if it's a religious law, you don't need to use force to get people to obey it, because you will breach on their fundamental human rights. All right, but all of us know that this Sharia law, at a start, it will start like that. At a continue, there will be a Sharia police that will enforce the law. As it continue, there will be a Sharia army, military, the military wing, as we have in Iran today. The IRSG in Iran today? These are not Iranian military. Iranian military is different. That one is an Islamic military that was established by the Sharia. So it is high time that we get the conversation going. Don't come, because a lot of Islamic clerics and scholars, you come online to tell us, Sharia does not affect non-Muslims. But where Sharia is being practiced, we are seeing it there. That even Muslims who don't want to subscribe to it are forced to subscribe to it. And so many cases, it has affected so many Christians. Yes, there is one the other day that they took him to Sharia courts, and before you know it, they have collected his shop. And he's not a Muslim, even though that he cried out in the social media. They have already used Sharia law to seize his shop. Do you understand? So, this issue of Sharia, the place where it is existing, let us look at how it's working there before you talk about establishing it in Southwest or anywhere else. How is it working there? How is it preaching on human rights? Because if it is a religious law, I tell you, you don't need anybody's approval. You don't need to beg government. Continue to practice your religion. Alright? So, but when you're asking for state legislation or national legislation to establish something, that thing is a parallel government. It's no longer a religion. It's no longer a religious law. It's now a parallel government. So, we are watching. Because if it is coming with this threat that if anybody opposes it, that person will be beaten, especially at a time where some of the communities that were attacked in Kwara State, even Muslim communities, were killed, and they said that the reason, that is one of the speculations that are going on, is that those people refused to accept Sharia rule. That's why they were unalived. Do you understand? So nobody should threaten anybody. If it is a religious law, go ahead and practice your religion. You don't need government approval. You don't need to beg anybody. Except it's not a religious law. You want to establish a parallel government that have some sort of control, that will have their own police, have their own army within time. It's a matter of time, because we are seeing it in other places. So please, we should stop such kind of threat. That anybody that opposes it, the person should be beaten. And that beating could be a small word. You just don't want to say what is in your heart. You stop that kind of threatening, please. So that is it. Let me just add the man picture. I think I'll add it on this video. You can see it. That's the man, that is saying that such kind of statement should stop. It should stop, please. Okay, practice your religion. Don't threaten anybody. If you don't believe, we will beat you or we will analyze you. No.